little aggressive. Yeah. I have a vision board. So we can't even keep it together, right? Does anybody in here have a vision board? No? You all have jobs? Oh, that's nice. Must be nice. For those of you who don't know, vision boards some sad people use when we cut out pictures from magazines. Things we want to manifest into the universe, right? Cut them out of magazines, you put them on a board, you hang the board on the wall, and then those things are supposed to come to you. My dad was never really around a lot to teach me how to do traditional dad stuff, like change a tire, use a power tool, stuff like that. So on my vision board, I just cut out pictures of dads. Show their sons how to do stuff, which I know, it sounds really sad, right? But you know what's even more sad? Is that I don't know how to hang the vision board on my wall. It's kind of just sitting in the middle of my living room. It's more of a vision floorboard at this point, but I asked my dad what was on his vision board, and he was like, a son who doesn't have a vision board. I want to hang it in the basement, but I need you to move out first. Said it ain't happening, Leonard. Squatters' rights. I'm hanging. Does anybody in here have kids? Round of applause. What's the hardest age for you guys, for your kids? Now? How old are they now? 22, 20, 19, and 17. Yeah.
The third one's actually 18, I think.
Third one's 18. Maybe you guys figure it out, get back to me at the end of the show.
It's all bad.
It's all bad, yeah. No, I hear that. I feel like for my parents, it's the terrible 36s, because I've been a bad boy. I've been grumpy. I keep wetting the couch. My mom still babies me even though I'm 36. It really pisses me off, you know? She's like, Andrew, did you do your taxes? I'm like, yeah, Mom, I did my taxes. I'm an adult, you don't need to remind me. She's like, Andrew, did you pay your car bill? I'm like, yes, Sheila, I'm 36. You don't need to tell me to pay my car bill. And she's like, Andrew, did you clean your room? I was like, I don't want to clean my room. And she's like, now Andrew, my house, my rules. So I was like, I hate it here. I'm running away. As soon as I turn 38, I'm fucking out of there. Gone. Okay, and I see some very judgmental looks coming from some of you. So I should probably specify, my parents are still married. I'm not a fucking loser like some of you pieces of shit. With your own mortgages and divorced parents makes me sick. I'm European. Shut it down. That was good. That's what you want. No laughs to stop. Jesus Christ. What was that? I want you to laugh, but not that much. Oh my God. I almost got knocked out. No, you let that beautiful sound breathe, ma'am. When parents get divorced, oh, we got a snorter. Where are they at? Truffle Piggy, where is she? You ladies are very attractive. What's the secret? Oh, that's a weird question. What am I doing? Just get back to the material. God, what am I doing? All right. I think when parents get divorced, children oftentimes blame themselves. And I think that's very sad, you know? Because they think it's their fault, and that's sad because it's true. It is. It's their fault. My parents have been married for 42 years. What's their secret? A well-behaved young man named Andrew. That's what I sat quietly in my room and worked on my vision board. That's that word. I love comedy. me so much. I was in Chicago last week, and after the show, I was smoking a joint under an umbrella in the rain, and a real cool black dude comes walking by, and he goes, "Yo, that's my man, Jerry Poppins." Jerry Poppins? It was the coolest I've ever felt in my entire life. Come on. A nickname on a Friday from a black dude? I floated away in a cloud of weed smoke. It was supercalifrage. I was like, chim chimmering, chim chimmering. I tried to fist bump him, I botched it. We've all met me, huh? Fun. What was it? Uh-oh, we got another snort alert. I love snort is comedic gold, man. Y'all need to start snorting. Pick up the slack. What was that next joke? I had it locked and loaded, and then it just slipped away from my little brain. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Lock it in. I'm still thinking about Jordan slandering my good name. I'm still pissed off. No, I'm just kidding. I was going through the McDonald's drive-thru on Sunday. It was one of those merge drive-thrus, right? And I accidentally cut a woman off, I guess. I didn't realize, I didn't see her, I didn't know it was her turn. And she went into a fit of road rage. And she leans out her window and she starts screaming. She yells, "If it weren't Sunday, I'd tell you to fuck off!" Okay, oh, we got another snorter over here. That's what I'm talking about. I was like, you're gonna have to remind me because I know I've heard that before, but which verse of the Bible is that from again? If it weren't Sunday, I'd tell you to fuck off. Is that Karen 3:16 where Jesus wanted to turn the other cheek, but then he was like, you know what? Sunday, let's get him. Giddy up. Let's get him. It's fun for me to imagine Jesus as a proud boy. It doesn't get a laugh usually, but it's fun. That lady liked it. That's all I needed. They changed my high school mascot recently. We were the Anderson Redskins, and we are now the Anderson football team. And regardless of how you feel about that issue, it really pissed me off because how am I supposed to remember the answers to my bank security questions? They're like, what was your high school mascot? And I was like, it was a different time back then. Incorrect. Try again. Anderson Indigenous Peoples got me locked out of my account. It's cancel culture. It's out of control. I got a hillbilly cousin. His name is Jim Bob. You guys probably could have guessed that already. He was furious about the name change. He's like, they're changing my heritage. They are changing my heritage. Your heritage? It's like, you were born in Campbellsville, Kentucky, Jim Bob. What heritage? You're a redneck, not a red skin. Calm down. What heritage are you talking about? My mom believes in reincarnation. And she told me the other day, she said, Andrew, when I die, what do you want me to be reincarnated as so that you know it's me? And I was like, oh shit, are we gonna be hanging out after this too? I did not plan for that at all, Sheila. I don't know, cardinal? She's like, don't be ridiculous, Andrew, I can't be a cardinal. Your Aunt Noreen's already a cardinal, you know that. Oh yeah, how stupid of me. How could I forget that Aunt Noreen called dibs on Cardinal in the afterlife? And that's why she runs her dumb bird head into the window every morning. You don't get to choose, Sheila. It's not like a Mortal Kombat character, you know? It's not like being gay, right? Yeah, guys want to know why I tell that joke? Because I want to find out who remembers that we're at a comedy club and who thinks I'm spewing hate speech. No, that was a joke. I know being gay is not a choice. It's not like being vaccinated, which is a choice, and which also turns you gay, according to my cousin Jimbo. He's like, you ain't putting that thing in me, what if I like it? You know what I mean? Sir, what if I love it? What if I want some more of it? You know what I mean? It's a slippery slope. You start with the science, what's next? Bill Nye the science, they, them? I was born a redskin, I'm gonna die a redskin. Don't let that sweet science turn me. Maybe just the tip, maybe just the tip. And then maybe I'll get the booster too. Yeah, I'll get the booster. I squirted water on my nose. Does anybody in here believe in reincarnation? By a round of applause.
Yeah.
Yas Queen back here does.
Netflix show about it.
There's a Netflix show about reincarnation? Hell yeah. Good information, honestly. What's your name?
Christy,
Christy? Nice, and what do you do?
I work at an environmental training company.
That's cool, environmental training company. What does that entail?
It's called Smoke School. We teach people how to read the opacity of smoke, not how to smoke.
You teach people about the opacity of smoke and not how to smoke. And you said the second half of that so fast, as if it has been a constant nuisance in your life. People are like, oh shit, how do I get hired there? Fuck, I think I'm qualified. I could definitely work there. That's cool. You believe in reincarnation?
Hell yeah.
What would you be in the next life if you got to choose?
My dog?
You would be your own dog? You're a good girl, you know that? So I like that about you. She's got a good life. That feels like kind of just a self-flex, doesn't it? It's not really God. I just want to come back as somebody who I take care of. You can come back as your own baby, huh? That's fun. I'm my own little bird baby. What the hell am I doing? I'm on PCP right now and Lexapro, and it's a dangerous cocktail. Anybody on SSRIs, make some noise. I was hoping it would be a little more subdued for that, for my joke, but you guys fucked me. Clearly it's not working. What are y'all popping? That pros? Well, Nutrin, Lexapro! I never even heard of that one. What was that last one?
It's a steroid for back issues.
Dude, I got back pain. What is it called? I got legit back issues. What is it?
It's not fun.
It's not fun. Suddenly very conscious of my posture. Here we go. Here we go. All I know is I want to come back as somebody who can clap their own ass cheeks together. I want to be able to turn lamps on and off with this booty. Get a clapper on me, you know? The girl can dream, you know? I'll put it on my vision board, thank you. That's good. Put a little peach on there. I'm not gonna ask my dad to show me how to do that one. You guys have a nice holiday? Anyone else's mom over the course of 2 days during Christmas have 4,079 glasses of wine, or? Yeah. Drunk models here. That's cool. A drunk mom just said, "Drunk moms." My mom's hilarious, and Leah and I have a 6-year-old niece, Lily, And my mom is super proud of our niece, and she likes to show off how intelligent our niece was. So she parades her into the living room, and she says, Lily, show your Uncle Andrew and your Aunt Leah, tell them what you learned in school today about 9/11. And I was like, holy shit. Is Christmas about to get interesting? What? So then my 6-year-old niece proceeds to retell the story of 9/11 as told to her by her first grade fucking teacher. And as you guys can probably guess, when little kids tell stories, they're long, they're boring, they're rambling, there's a lot of random details that don't really add up. You know? So she goes into the story and she's like, Uncle Andrew, there was a bad man. He was a bad man, and he didn't like freedom. He hated freedom. There was a bad, and then there was a he was a bad, and then it was an inside job perpetuated by the Bush administration. Wait a second. You are gonna have to slow down and repeat that last part. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly. But it's cool, because thus was born the Rudick family tradition of the yearly retelling of 9/11 by a child. And I don't need to, you guys all know the story. You guys all know, remember Osama bin Laden traveled around the Middle East to Saudi Arabia and Egypt, but mostly Saudi Arabia, to recruit 18 naughty boys to fly his sleigh into the Twin Chimneys. And who knows, if you leave out milk and cookies and weapons of mass destruction under the tree, a Santa will come. But if you don't believe there were WMDs under the tree, then the terrorists win. Yeah. Because then we wouldn't have a justification to go to war with Iraq in the first place. And guys, it wasn't an inside joke. Anyways, next joke. Guys, moving on. Let's move right along. Next joke. Fun. Nice little 9/11 treat I just threw out for you guys. Pouring bombs. Hell yeah. That was good. Laugh. So I did a show last year, and somebody went into cardiac arrest during the show, and it was terrifying, but a hero nurse popped up, sprung into action, saved this guy's life. It was fucking amazing. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. I truly, it's very rare, you hear about people say, keep it going for nurses and all of that, but it's truly rare that you witness an act of heroism in real time. And it was so crazy, and everybody, the audience was so in shock afterwards. She brought him back to life, no pulse, brings him back before the EMTs together, saved this man's life. And I go up to her afterwards, I'm just blown away, and I go up and I say, how am I supposed to sell merch after that? I sell koozies after my shows, but how do you sell your merch? You don't sell merch? You gotta sell merch. You gotta get some pins with a don't tread on me, defibrillators, something, I don't know. She didn't sell merch, it was crazy. I was like, you'd make a killing. I truly didn't mean to do that dumb pun, I'm better than that. I really am, I'm better than that, so I don't want you guys to think. Anyways, I'll be selling these koozies after the show. What's that?
Oh God, how much?
They're pay what you. Good question. Thank you. They're pay what you want. Few dollars, $1,000. I don't know, whatever. 100. A few bucks. Flex on me in front of your girl or guy. No, whatever you want. A few bucks. I will say though, I don't want to make things too serious. If I don't make $79,000.14 in merch sales tonight, I will not get my son back. Okay, Okay, I see some people look very concerned. So I should probably specify, my son is not real. Not to me anymore, if I don't know. $79,000.14 tonight. Some very bad men have Little Richard. Yeah, I'm a bad dad. I have a gambling problem. Lost my sons to the court. So now it's plural. Sons to the courts. Basketball courts. High stakes pickup game, and now my wife is full court pressing charges. Just the posture. Okay. I say call your mother. Fun way to troll your family on Christmas. Christmas is over, but next year. Or whatever. This is for you, sir. On my house. I also want to say after the show, I always have to say this is crazy to me, but I have to clarify because people will do this thing that drives me, like, I cannot believe people don't understand this, but like, if after the show, you're walking by the meet and greet, you know, the merch table that we'll have set up, and you don't want to say hi, please, or I'm sorry, you don't want to buy any merch, please, don't even look at me. Keep it moving. I got paying customers. I can't have poor pieces of shit asking me dumbass questions. Ew, what's it like to do comedy? It sucks. I gotta talk to you. I'm trying to smoke a hot stinky pickle with the staff. Y'all puff or? Hey, how about a round of applause for your wait staff working hard for you tonight? This is a wonderful club. We're packed out tonight. They're working very hard. Please leave, before you buy any koozies from me, leave them a few extra dollars, please. They're working hard. Serving is not an easy job. I served for a very long time. One night, a guy asked me, ordered a double Captain Morgan in Mellow Yellow, and he looked exactly like whatever you're imagining. So, pot? I think, I smoke a lot of pot. Why are you guys laughing? You can tell. Yeah, like, we can smell it on you. Marijuana is a gateway drug. And I used to laugh at that. People will say that all the time, but it is. It really is. It's a gateway drug. It's a gateway to feeling bad about things that you've said and done. And it's a gateway to apologizing for said things. You know? Every time, like the last time I smoked a joint, I realized like, oh shit, like I've been being so disrespectful. I should not have lit this joint up in the middle of this AA meeting. That was super weird. Oh my God. But then I apologized, because that's what you do. Well, they wouldn't let me apologize. They wouldn't let me come back. But it's fine. I'm trying to get my kid back. Right? Huh? What's that? Little Richard. She listens. What's your name? Diane. I love that about you. What do you do, Diane?
I'm retired.
You retired? What did you do?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse! Hey! What's that? Don't everybody fall out. Well, I don't even learn CPR after that. I was like, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Anyways, what am I doing? Okay, what am I doing, Diane? I got jokes. Here they come. Well, you'll appreciate this as a nurse, Diane, because ever since I was young, I've had a condition where if I see a particularly gory movie or I hear about something like disturbing, I have a tendency to faint. And sometimes when I faint, I piss my pants. Now, my older brother calls this big fat pussy disease. But he is not a trained medical professional. So I'm not sure if I trust his diagnosis. I might get a second opinion on the BFPD. What do you think? People say you can't control others, you can only control yourself. You guys ever heard that expression? It's a nice sentiment, but they should change it to, you can't control others, you can only control yourself unless you're watching a gory movie, in which case you're gonna wet your little whistle. But you can't fit that on a pillow.
Or koozie.
It should be, you can't control others, you can only control yourself unless you're watching the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary on a first date with Laura, in which case you're gonna ruin the couch and your relationship. Have a little trouser shower. Wow, that got really sad over here for some people. That touched home. That's why I'm jealous of musicians though, because musicians can channel traumatic events. They can take that energy and make amazing music, right? One of my favorite bands of all time, the Chicks, formerly Dixie Chicks, they went on a 17-year hiatus. The lead singer's husband cheated on her. She came out of a 17-year retirement to make an album dedicated to dragging his ass. You've heard it, right? Yes, it slaps. That's amazing. That is amazing energy. Does anybody want to guess what I did when my ex-girlfriend cheated on me? Anyone? Cried on stage, correct. Heard somebody yell out, piss them yourself later in the night. I did that too, yes. Not the same thing, not cool.
Smoke a shitload of weed.
Smoke a shitload of weed? That's why I fucking pass out. I get too sensitive to the stuff. That got really sad, didn't it? Alanis Morissette, one of the most iconic bangers of the 90s. You Ought to Know. We all remember that song? Yes, yes! You Ought to Know. She dragged Dave Coulier. Get him, girl. Right? She's got a lyric in that song where she says, do you think of me when you fuck her? Amazing. You know what I think of when I fuck my hand? Laura! I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. Beautiful lyrics, but I say those exact same words into a microphone. It's just about a couch that I pissed. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna do, I do want to say too, if I got a card swiper for the merch, I'm gonna say this again, longest merch pitch in history, it's still going. Got a card swiper, I'm gonna emphasize this because there's always somebody every show who's walking by and he's like, hey man, I wish I had cash, all I got is plastic. And I'm like, hey man, I got a card swiper. And he's like, I wish it were 15 yards ago. You know what I mean? You can't go back in time. I wish you could, would have treated my wife right. Yeah, let that laugh breathe. I love that. Okay, here's the big closer. And it's a real dick ripper, so strap him down if you got him. So, I did a club last week. Yeah, I'll wait. I did a club last week in Michigan. And, the door guy, he was a really sweet kid, nice kid, 26 years old, but he had a tragic yet uplifting story. Because he had just gotten out of jail, he had served a 5-year term in jail. Because on his 21st birthday, a kid who never drank that often, his friends got him blackout drunk, he got behind the wheel of a car, accidentally killed somebody on his way home. I know, I'm sorry to bring it down. I only say that to say this. Hearing his story and his attitude, which was super positive, put things in perspective for me. Because he said he wanted to travel around and build awareness for drinking and driving. He was sober, out of jail, beautiful attitude, super positive. And hearing his story just like really put things in perspective for me. Because I was like, oh my God. Like, because I've struggled with alcoholism for 2 decades. I'm not proud to admit I don't drink anymore. I haven't for 4 years. But when I did drink, I drove drunk all the time. Not proud of that, but I was lucky. Nothing ever happened. But hearing his story just changed my perspective. Because I realized, like, oh my God, I have got to stop talking to door guys. Oh. What is this guy even doing in the green room? I gotta go on stage and make people laugh, and he's bumming me out? I suck shit at driving, clearly can't handle his booze. You know what I mean? He's a dork. I'm just kidding. It was great. Really nice attitude. He was very nice. And like I said, he wanted to build awareness for drinking and driving. That was the first thing he said he wanted to do now that he was out. The second thing he said he wanted to do was the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because he told me that he wanted to build high-performance engines for racing cars. Because he has a need for speed. I am not making this up. This man looked me in my eyes and told me that he has a need for speed. My man, you need to have a hesitation for transportation is what you need. Hey, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. One more time.